All right, America, let's talk coffee. Specifically, let's talk about the green giant that is Starbucks. Starbucks is going through a full-blown existential crisis. They're laying off workers, shrinking their menu, and even their new CEO admits they've lost their way. Over 1,000 corporate jobs gone. Hundreds of open positions are being cut too. Sales are down, and customers are grumbling about everything from high prices to lukewarm lattes. Some point fingers at the ever-expanding menu, which seems to add a new, unnecessarily complicated drink every other week. Others blame the rise of mobile ordering, which has turned many Starbucks locations into glorified takeout windows. The question is, can they pull it off? Or will they end up like that sad, lukewarm cup of coffee you forgot about on your morning commute? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, it's going to be an interesting ride. Buckle up, coffee lovers. Now, let's be clear, nobody likes layoffs. It's bad news for the folks losing their jobs, and it creates a whole lot of anxiety for everyone else. But in the cutthroat world of corporate America, it's a tale as old as time. Companies struggle, they panic, and they start swinging that layoff axe like a sugar-crazy toddler with a pool noodle. But here's the thing about Starbucks. They're still raking in billions of dollars every year. So, why the need to trim the fat? Well, it all comes down to pleasing those Wall Street sharks. Sales are down and investors are getting antsy. They want to see that stock price climb higher than a caffeine-fueled squirrel scaling a redwood. While Starbucks is busy laying off workers and cutting back on benefits, their CEO is sitting pretty with a compensation package that could make Scrooge McDuck blush. It's enough to make you wonder, who's really paying the price for Starbucks' woes? Okay, let's talk about the menu. Specifically, let's talk about how it's grown larger than a Kardashian's walk-in closet. Seriously, have you tried ordering a drink at Starbucks lately? It's like trying to navigate a choose-your-own-adventure novel written by someone who's hopped up on caffeine and sugar. Do you want a frappuccino, a latte, a macchiato? What about a refreshers, a cold brew, nitro, iced, blended, with whipped cream, without whipped cream? The choices are endless, and frankly a little overwhelming. So, it's no surprise that Starbucks is finally doing something about it. They're simplifying the menu, getting rid of some of the more obscure and labor-intensive drinks. What people actually want is a decent cup of coffee served quickly and efficiently without having to remortgage their homes to afford it. And maybe, just maybe, a little bit of human interaction that doesn't involve deciphering a complicated drink order through a plexiglass screen. Section 4. Mobile Mayhem. When your latte is just a number. Speaking of complicated drink orders, let's talk about the elephant in the room, mobile ordering. On the surface, it seems like a great idea. Order your drink ahead of time, skip the line, and sail out the door with your caffeine fix in hand. What could possibly go wrong? Well, a lot, as it turns out. First, it's turned many Starbucks locations into chaotic free-for-alls. You've got people glued to their phones, frantically refreshing their order status, while harried baristas try to navigate a sea of disembodied voices yelling, "I'm here for a mobile order for John." Second, and perhaps more importantly, it's eroded the very essence of what Starbucks used to be, a place for human connection. Remember when you could actually sit down, enjoy your coffee, and maybe strike up a conversation with a fellow caffeine addict? Those days seem long gone. Now it's all about efficiency and speed. Get in, get your caffeine fix, and get out. Mobile ordering might be convenient, but it's also contributing to a growing sense of isolation and disconnection in our already hyper-connected world. Section 5. Can Starbucks recapture its mojo? A tall order indeed, so can Starbucks recapture its mojo? Can they go back to being the beloved coffeehouse where people went not just for caffeine but for connection and community? It's a tall order, no pun intended, but it's not impossible. The new CEO seems to get it. He's talked about wanting to bring back the romance of the Starbucks experience, to make it less transactional and more about human connection. He's even hinted at dialing back the mobile ordering frenzy and encouraging people to actually, sit down and enjoy their coffee. Whether he can actually pull it off is another story. Starbucks is a massive corporation now, beholden to shareholders and driven by profits. Maybe, just maybe, Starbucks can find its way back to its roots. Either way, we'll be watching and drinking coffee, lots and lots of coffee.